We could go. We could go. We could go. We could
What up, what up, what it do, what it do? We are the band Water Seed. And
You're
this
me.
and this is our podcast called How Y'all Feeling?
We good, though.
What's up? And this week we're so happy to bring you, this is episode 50. Let me
Yes.
say that first.
50.
Whoa.
50.
50.
Yeah, you ain't bring no bottles
50.
of popping nothing, Denise. That's
Fifty.
This is popping bottles.
We got
Uh-huh. Yep.
The water
popping
bottle.
nice. What is this, from Walgreens? Okay, anyway. We have special guests today.
You clowning my bottles?
What would you say? Oh, don't shout out Walgreens. Walgreens, send us some money. We got your nice water up in here. I hope it's Walgreens. Anyway, so we have a very special guest, Miss Caren Green. What's up, Caren?
How y'all feeling? I'm doing good.
What's happening?
Amazing, Caren. Caren, you doing a whole lot of. Karen's like New Orleans' best kept secret. She's been doing it for a minute, but she's an amazing vocalist, and we're happy to have her here today. We're going to talk to her and talk about what she's doing in just a second. But in the meantime, between time, we're going to talk to Miss Denise Love. What's happening?
Yo. And I just want to say, Karen's hat and mask is popping.
That's what's
Glittery.
happening.
It's
Is.
glittery, sparkly.
That's what's
Yeah.
happening. You know, she
Is.
has the Mardi Gras colors, and every time I think about Mardi Gras, I always think about Easter. And it's so weird. It doesn't feel like Easter's coming.
It's
Right.
But I'm in
Right.
the stores, and I'm just like, why is all this Easter candy? I'm just like,
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
that's right.
And my favorite peeps.
Oh.
Yeah, no, my favorite is the gold bricks, boy, them and Heavenly Hash, but the Heavenly Hash have to be frozen. But anyway, we'll talk about that. To my right is Mr. Gentleman Sharp. What's happening, Gentleman Sharp?
What's going on? What them Cadbury eggs?
Hey,
Cadbury
that's it.
eggs, which was a freaky commercial, by the way.
Yeah, it was
Right.
weird. It was
a very
weird. It was a
freaky
lot.
commercial. And I am Lou Hill, coming at you, and we do our thing this house.
For sure. You ain't going to introduce your boy, though?
After
Tell
50
her, please.
episodes.
Tell the people who I is. You heard
Me
me?
and Raheem been having a rough day, y'all.
It's the one and the only, the great Raheem Glassby. What's up, all my dog and dogettes out
Come
there?
on.
Dog and dogettes.
That's right.
Dogettes.
Dogettes.
So we have Caren Green sitting in with us today. You know, y'all smell smoke? Y'all know what I'm saying? I smell. You know what?
I got that.
Hmm.
I've been burning wood in my backyard.
Hmm.
I've been burning. You know, when we had that big wind thing storm or whatever happened,
Yeah.
a tree fell in my backyard. So what I
Oh.
did was I said, okay, cool. I'm gonna be like the environmental friendly thing, and I didn't put the tree out. I cut the tree up, bought the chainsaw, cut it, but I didn't put it on the street. I was like, I built a fire pit. And
I
so
did the same
Nice.
thing.
I built a fire pit, and I've been burning a tree.
The exact same. I had a tree come down for the storm, and I did the same thing.
I'm still
Y'all
burning
are
the tree, but I've been
amazing.
burning the tree it's been
Yes.
forever now. And little by little, but I think I was had this mask on. But anyway,
we got to go over and dance around the fire. Like, you
Yeah.
can't be
Set
burning
our
the whole
intentions.
tree.
What's crazy is when you say y'all smell smoke, I totally thought about the mystical song. They smoke it. All right, that's all. All right.
see, I'm talking. I know what kind of smoke you talking about.
Let me go get my.
Well, look here. We have the
I
very
can't.
talented, very talented Miss Caren Green. Caren, tell us what's going on. You just dropped a hot new single
Yes.
called
Ooh,
On Me,
fire, baby.
featuring 3D9T. What's happening? Talk to us.
Talk to us, please. It's fire, baby.
Well, I just recently released a single entitled "Crown Me." It's featuring 3D9T, who was phenomenal, and
Beautiful.
I was awesome opportunity to be able to work with her. But yeah, "Crown Me" is just simply about. It's a declaration for women to start owning their space. It's not
That's
a
what's up.
declaration for women to tell somebody else how they need to be treated. It's for them to start saying, "This is how I'm going to treat myself."
Well, now,
Amen.
I love
Right?
it.
come on now.
So yeah, it's just a becoming. It's a coming into, and a rite of passage.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all about owning. What I got from it was all about owning who you are, what you are, and you defining you as a woman.
Yes.
And saying, this is what I deserve. This is how I need to be treated. And I'm not controlled and confined by your perception of who I am.
Right.
So look, it's a banging tune, y'all. We'll talk about it some more, and it's everywhere music is available. You should check it out. You should pick it up. You should stream it. You should really download it because that's how
Please.
we make any type of real money. It's just 99 cents is not a lot. Download it. Support Caren Green. She's at I am Caren Green on Instagram, correct?
Yes,
That's
and
right.
everywhere else.
Yeah.
It's all my social medias. I am Caren Green.
Well, we're gonna talk about the single definitely some more. We're gonna play a snippet of it as well and promote it.
Cool.
Make sure you get it. So look, this is episode 50. It's a very interesting episode. Should be entertaining. We had some. The last few episodes we did the two-parter on Is He a Simp? We had some great commentary on that.
Lovely commentary.
Let me tell this. Let me say this up front, and I'll say it a few times. The We Good Though podcast, as the world starts to open up again, we will be switching it. We won't be releasing it every week. We'll be releasing it every second and fourth Fridays starting in April. We got to get back to work, get on the road and stuff, but that's a schedule we can deal with. But we didn't want to kill the show. We wanted to keep it consistent and still keep it going. So it'd be every second and fourth Friday. For all those people who are new, if you're just logging on, there are 50 episodes you can go back and listen to. So you can catch up. You know what I'm saying? So it's 50. So that's how it is. So without further ado, we move on to the next segment, which is called
Sanice's Crazy Question.
Ooh, what you
Yo.
got for us?
Yo, I'm crazy. I have a crazy question.
She just starts the question off with, I'm crazy.
I'm crazy. Okay, this should be interesting.
All right. Happy 50th. Okay.
Happy 50.
Here we go. So, would you rather have skin that changes color based on your emotions? Or
Say what? Go ahead. I'm sorry. That wouldn't work for me, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen. Would you rather have skin that changes color based on your emotions or tattoos appear all over your body depicting what you did yesterday?
Oh, I can tell you which one I'm not gonna do.
This is why it's called Sanice's Crazy Question.
I can tell you off the dump what I'm
What's
not
that?
going to do, and that is the tattoo of
You
the
ain't doing
depiction of what I did yesterday.
No, so is it several tattoos of everything you did yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh. And where is the bad stuff? Does the bad stuff only happen like on a clothed part? Like,
Just all over.
okay.
Oh,
See, I know.
Written all over your face.
Your face,
Literally.
all parts of your body.
You don't have to say.
A word? No, not at all. I know what you did
Show
yesterday.
you right, because I'm gonna show you what I did.
That would change the whole,
Whole
game.
game. Whole game.
Gentleman Sharp, what you going with?
I'm going to go with changing my skin color with my feelings. Because that would just simplify the conversation right
Right.
there. It'd be like, you see this face?
Right, you see where I'm at.
Karen, what you saying? What you,
I'm definitely going with the mood skin. I don't
The
think
mood skin.
the mood.
Mood skin. I like that.
Mood
Mood
skin.
I don't think people need to know exactly everything I did the day before on my shoulder.
correct.
Or
You know,
my
now that I
face.
think about it, it's, you know what's crazy is since it's 24 hours, it's like when you're about to do something important, do you just sit at home all day? Just to clear your palate?
Clear.
Right.
You got to clear your
The
palate.
Yeah, wait for the words to disappear. I don't.
Right.
You
Oh,
gotta
no.
cuss folks out every other day.
Yes.
Every other day. Look, I started off saying there ain't no way I would do the mood thing, but maybe I would because I don't know, because it's kind of like maybe I would do the tattoos because I'm kind of like, if people really knew the mood I was in all the time, it wouldn't be good. So
I hear you.
I'm gonna go with the tattoos. I'm gonna try the tattoos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, bro. As Karen called it, I gotta go with the mood skin, bro. Cause
Mood skins.
Mood skin.
I do a lot of stuff in days. You know, I do a lot of stuff within the day. So
Yeah.
if all that stuff just show up on my body
But
the
you know
next
what?
day,
I'm getting, the things I wear on the shoulder, little
The sleeves?
the workout joints that
Compression
what if
stuff.
ain't
and all
nothing
Yeah.
you could do about it because
I'm covering
of
it.
where the tattoo shows up?
Everywhere.
No,
You
I'm-
can't
look,
just pick
look.
and
But what
choose.
if I just wear a turtleneck and completely cover my entire body? Would they be able to see the tattoo?
Because I think it would be a trend. People would be covering for head like, yep.
They'd
I'm
be
good.
like,
And
okay,
is it
you had a
words?
day, didn't
See,
you?
This is next
It's
level
all-
too. Is it words or is it actually a
Pictures?
tattoo of you
I
doing
don't
it?
need pictures.
It's pictures.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's pictures.
It's a
Oh
picture
no,
of
no,
you
no.
doing it.
But see, here's the thing about covering it up. Like, would you start getting profiled on wearing long clothes? You know, the police
That's
be like,
okay.
Take your jacket off.
Right.
That's okay. I'm like, yeah, okay. And see, and that's another perfect example. It's like, you good today, you like, did you do X, Y, and Z? And you're like, no, officer, I didn't. And the previous day you didn't. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Anyway,
That's
right?
that
You
new
can clear your own
technology,
name.
man.
We're like,
Cindy,
hold
what you doing?
I think I would go with the tattoos.
Yeah.
Exciting. Exciting.
I would go with the tattoos too, because it's just like we were talking about simping. And imagine if it's like, a girl is like, I guess it worked to a guy's advantage if he knew if the girl really wasn't serious about him. So
Ooh,
it'd be crazy.
that's
And
a
imagine
good-
how many
that's
marriages would be broken up. It's like, do you love me? And the mood's just like, no, I don't. It's like, no, I do not. You need to be purple. You're not purple. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Wedding day, all of that stuff.
Wedding day, you blue.
I guarantee there'd be a
Red.
whole.
That's the word.
Red.
Red.
Either way it
Red
goes, there would
fire.
be like a whole industry built around learning how to fake around it.
Right.
YouTube
Right.
tutorials on how to make your skin turn blue at the right moment.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, that's good. That was a good one. That was a good one, D. That was good.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. That was special. I like that one. That's special. So today, guys, the topic is, and we were talking about this because, with the royal family and everything that happened a few weeks ago, we're not talking directly about the royal family, but we got into a conversation, myself, Sinise, and Tiffany, and we were like, what are we going to talk about? And I think we're going to talk about family expectations. Not just like we grew up in a world where if you have kids, the moment you find out you're having a child, you start imagining things that they can be and do. They're carrying on my name. Oh, will they look like me? Will they? But all these different things come to mind. And it's just human nature to say, you have an expectation for that child. But also, one of the weirdest things to experience, and maybe a lot of people haven't experienced, but I knew when I was in that phase of like, wow, this is mind blowing, is when you start realizing that your parents and your elders are not superhumans. Like they have a lot of crap that they did and went through, and you just like, hold up. So it's trippy. So let's start with, and as musicians, it's rough in these streets because, nobody really understands what you're doing if they're not doing it.
Correct.
And so family expectations. So I think for me, and I've kind of been in a blessed situation. Like I've started playing music at a very young age, and I had an interest in music at a very young age and would play around with it and do different things. So I think everybody kind of expected me to be a musician, but there were also those conversations though, it's like, oh, how long you going to keep doing this music thing? So I went and, finished my degree, teaching and stuff. And then everybody kind of left me alone, but it's like, okay, now I'm full-time music, paying my bills. I'm good. You don't really have complaints. So you guys get a lot of people like just saying kind of like, get a job. You know what I'm saying? Get a job. You still holding on. Oh, and it's not even family, it's friends too. Like, oh, you still doing that little music thing? Oh, you blah, 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 blah. What do y'all think about this?
I can say I've been blessed to not have ever experienced the you should get a job type of thing from my family or friends. I've had a really good support system as soon as I decided I wanted to be an artist, which was at a very early age. I was an actor first, and I come from theater, and I've always been pushed by the people around me. So the story of you should get a real job, I've never truly experienced that. I think my family from the start, because I started singing and like basically entertaining my family when I was a little kid, like for Christmas and Thanksgiving, and I think they all just assumed that that's what I would just do with my life, and they were okay with that.
Really?
Yeah, I like it. It was never unless they never told it to me. Like I don't know if they said it behind my back.
Now wait, Raheem, would you see? Now there's something I'm hearing that you ain't saying. See, you was just that little bad kid. They was just like, oh, this boy, he just gonna be crazy anyway. So he may as well go into entertainment.
First of all,
he's gonna be crazy anyway.
I mean, part of that, I won't lie, Lou. Part of that was the truth. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
He was crazy because I was a prankster. You know what I'm saying? I used to do this thing called the Scare-a-thon every October. Whether you wanted to be involved in it or not, you were.
What's the Scare-a-thon?
So
Please,
you
enlighten.
Quickly.
You find ways to scare a person every day from October 1st to October 31st.
Dang, dog.
You find a different way to scare. This is my favorite one. Just really quick, and I'll let it go. I was hiding under some clothes in my room because me and my brother shared a room, and there was just clothes everywhere. So I waited for like a good 10 minutes while he was in the room, and then I came up really, really slow, and that boy went, ah, and passed out. My mom, I was punished, and I got a whooping, and it was so worth it.
So your family was just like, it ain't nothing else he gonna do.
Yeah, exactly. They knew for a fact that this is what I was going to do. If I would have became a doctor or anything else, that would have shocked them.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, that would have shocked them. And they'd be like, you don't sing? You don't entertain? No?
Yeah.
Interesting. What happened to you? You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So
Does your
yeah.
brother remember this
He does.
moment? Okay.
He does.
Sanice, what say you? Was you see some expectations from parents or elders in your life or family members that are just like, what up, you a musician?
I think it's kind of, well, because my parents are both artists, it was just kind of like a thing that whatever path you chose, they're going to support. But I think as I've gotten older, there's more support because I'm sticking to it. You know what I'm saying? And there's been people who have said, why don't you just, and it's just like, well, I see what you're doing, so just, you got my support. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
It's just been that kind of space. So I've never really felt the pressures of it. Just never, but I ain't got no stories like Raheem.
So wow, this is so interesting. So the flip side is gonna be more interesting. Who's next? Caren, Jay, what's up? Caren, yeah, go.
Oh, I definitely felt the pressure of, what are you gonna do? Like, how are you gonna do it? I don't feel like I had much agency and choice in terms of like what to think and how to think, or how parents should allow. They come here. Your kids come here with purpose. They come here with dreams, stuff instilled in them that they may have not discovered yet, but they're discovering as the years go. And you're supposed to allow that. But some parents, they just they parent from how they were parented, and they just figure that they're supposed to plan it for you, and that their imagination on what's supposed to happen with you should go into play, because that's their image in action, that's their imagination, is their image of you in action, right? And I don't feel like I had much choice. So it took me a while to get to, oh, this is what I want to do, whatever, because I always wanted to do the opposite. I would have never gone to college at first. I would have never done that. I would, and if I went, I would have definitely taken that other scholarship. I think about things. So yeah, I was never encouraged in the arts ever. And singing around the house, oh no, you're not about to sing around the house. Like all of that stuff was restricted. Anything artsy, because their mindsets were you cannot make money like that. You cannot make a living off of that. But that was what was in you.
So you're breaking all the rules then.
Oh, I'm definitely.
You're breaking all the rules. And how does that feel, though? How does that feel? I didn't know this was like so spot on. There it is.
Yeah, it's good now, and I parent different.
Yeah. Because you have a whole musical family. Your husband, Jamal, is an amazing drummer.
Yeah.
Your
Amazing.
son on keys. So
Yes,
you have a
absolutely.
musical family. So
Yeah.
how are they dealing with that now? Is it just something like, oh, we can't get this out of this person? They're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, it's not just that, but it's like all the other things they're interested in. Like my youngest son likes cooking and sports, and my thing is try it all until you figure out what the dominant thing is.
Right.
Because something is going to be ruling for more space than the other, but it's on you to let me know what that is so I can invest and pour into that.
Right.
How
Yeah.
How old are your sons?
14 and 16.
Nice.
Getting up there.
Yeah.
Gentleman Sharp, what's up?
If anybody felt some kind of way or had an opinion, I only got a distant vibe of it.
Right.
Nobody directly said to me anything about a real job unless it was somebody else's family.
Right.
Like date somebody, you go meet their family, they know you're a musician, and they start poking and probing and poking holes in it, because they're trying to feel it out,
Right.
Or sometime it came from the person I was dating themselves. And I want to name them so bad because I know they watch the podcast.
Just name
And
them.
I want to
okay.
impersonate them and do the voice and the
Name
neck roll
it.
and everything.
Yeah.
And
Okay, just go ahead.
oh, I'm so tempted. Because I know you're looking at it. I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
tempted.
Jay, don't say the name. Just do all the rest of the stuff you say.
I could just litter it out.
Say
over
it, say it, say it. Okay.
So, but inside the household, I felt like it was supported, but just the vibe I got in
Right.
general was sometimes more about benefits and retirement and how you gonna go to the dentist. It was like, yeah, I'll call you gigging, and it looks like you gigging steady, so I figure you got some cash, but how you gonna go to the doctor if you don't have health insurance? Which is now I have health insurance because that has been addressed in the system, at least where we are. So the main thing that they had concerns about really has been addressed, And now I got benefits, and that was the main concern. But for me, it was more about how I present myself, when I had locks, and it's like the idea was these locks are not going to get you a job. And it's like, yeah, I got a job. I'm a musician. I can wear my hair however I want.
Right.
But that's a part of the vibe, right? So when I cut my hair off, some people were that's when their truth came out. Like, oh, it looks like you're getting serious, ready to be a grown up,
Wow.
So what's next for you? Like, hold on. I could be funky and ball. I ain't, I ain't got to go get a job because I cut my locks off. But
Yeah, I think
That's crazy.
it's an interesting dynamic, and in a interesting way to look at it is that you can be Dr. Larry. Like my grandfather was very much so. Oh, you still playing? He was that guy. You know what I'm saying? Every time, oh, you still doing this? Oh, you still doing that music thing? Yeah, I'm still doing the music thing. It's cool, but it wasn't too bad. But I think everybody else was very supportive and has been supportive, and it's tricky. It's very tricky. Now here's the one. Here's the one that I think is really a little bananas. Kids have expectations of their parents. And I mean, psychologists say that the first God that kids meet are their parents. So you basically dial down from that. When you're a child, this person is actually in your psyche the greatest being mother, father, whoever. And then you dial down from that. And some people have expectations and even think that their parents are not human. They're like superheroes. Because most parents, and it's parenting, you know what I'm saying? It's parenting. You try to present your best to your child. You try to give them great examples all the time. So a lot of times your parents even could come off as seeming invincible, and stronger than anything. So and it's funny because we actually came up with this topic after the Prince Harry thing, but before the Kirk Franklin thing. So
Right.
and I just thought about it. And let me just say this about Kirk, and I posted this on Facebook. Man, kids will bring it out
You hear
you.
me?
Your kids know you. That's the first thing.
Do
That's the first thing.
know you through and through, and they know what buttons
They know your butt.
to push. All of them.
They will get it, and they'll know what you're going to say, and vice versa before you say it. And it's just so I wasn't mad at Kirk. I thought Kirk, I was like, let me listen to this conversation. I'm like, oh, wow. And this is how I felt about it. I was like, people like, oh, well, he's supposed to be church. It's like, that don't got nothing to do with, now he need to go and say, I probably shouldn't have said that, but I
Take the wheel.
understood
Right.
the situation when you have a 33-year-old son.
Whole man out here.
Exactly. 33. He now into the second decade of complete adulthood. You know what I'm saying? He a grown ass man at this point in
Yes.
time. You know what I'm saying? He's grown. And he's still giving you drama in his sounds. In a few seconds, the dude and how he poses, I was like, oh, I could tell this dude gives drama in a few moments.
Yes, his post.
Exactly.
Yeah, the
it was
fact that he
like
posted it.
It was like I
Come on now.
understand, and I was just like, so I'm not saying people should go out and cuss their kids out, but what I'm saying is it's something. It's something.
I'm sorry, I'm about to say something.
It's something. But listen. But look, speaking truth. But what I'm saying. But when I heard it, oh wow, it's about to rain. But when I heard it, I was really like, damn. Okay,
Right.
well, there's some. What I heard more than anything was like, there's definitely some issues between them. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because the kid knows exactly. Oh, I'm gonna mess. You gonna talk to me that way? I'm gonna mess up your image. And I saw the whole thing how you was like, y'all don't know what goes on behind
he
closed
definitely was
doors
playing
and
that.
all the rest of
Oh,
this and all
yeah.
the rest of that. Look,
He been had that on
Yeah.
his mind.
everybody, look, who knows what goes on behind closed doors in your house anyway? So it's like, come on.
Here, huh?
You
I'm
know?
here to tell you.
So all I'm saying is like, I don't know. Y'all go with Kirk first, and then I'll come back to
He
Chester.
been. I'm gonna just say about the son. He been had that on his mind to tape
Right.
his daddy. I feel like just from what I heard, he set that man up and pressed record.
You need
was-
two
oh, yeah,
phones.
never.
You need two phones.
Yeah.
You need two phones,
He
sir.
set him up and pressed record on him. He was like, "Oh, today is the day I got your ass, daddy." What you gotta say?
Bloop.
Boop.
Right.
And
I
I'm
mean,
posting.
you know, they didn't have the conversation in church, so to me, church don't have nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
It's
two-
two,
it's
it's
two-
two,
ain't got
it's
nothing to
two
do with
grown men having a conversation about whatever
Man,
going
this-
on
this
with them.
ain't two grown men having a conversation. This is a father and a son
Fair
having
enough.
a
Fair enough.
conversation with one another.
Fair
And the
enough.
struggle's hard. The
And-
struggle's hard.
yes,
Father to
indeed.
son is
Oh,
hard.
yes,
Now,
indeed.
I will also say that concerning his whatever his image is, the handful of times that I've been in the presence of Kirk Franklin, he was talking about being an imperfect person that makes mistakes and sometimes deals with
He
his
talks
temper
about that often.
or talking kind
Yeah,
of
that's
sporty.
already been
So
a-
to me, this
right.
is not like even an assault on his image because I've heard the man out his own mouth
Yeah.
say that he does these
I
things.
agree,
Yeah,
Jay.
exactly.
I feel like it's more of a you look stupid, son. I just want to throw it out there.
Well,
you look a little.
And I have a comparison, like, well, not to compare, but I remember not too long ago, Lauryn Hill's daughter put up a post about something that she was dealing with in her growth and development. She wasn't trying to air her mom out or her dad out, but just saying, I'm going through this, and it was a whole lot I didn't know growing up, whole lot of questions I had, blase, blase. Lauryn Hill had a rebuttal, but her rebuttal only dealt with the issue. As well as the daughter was only dealing with the issue. Even the daddy checked the daughter as to say, you don't know what was going on at that time because we were adults and you were a child, and this is how it looked from your point of view.
Right.
And it was just a whole nother thing. It wasn't about her embarrassing her mom or her dad.
Yeah.
It was her dealing with the issue, and it just so happened that her platform just was IG, right?
Yeah.
Right.
This man, this 33-year-old in his Jesus year, sir, in his Jesus year, decided to exposing people is dangerous.
Yeah.
You sit around and play them games, all your little things that you tried to tuck in the closet coming out. You
Yeah.
are never supposed to expose folk. It's a dangerous game to play because it keeps you in a place of vulnerability for your own skeletons. You ain't gonna be able to heal and do what you gotta do properly if how you deal with bitterness is to hurt somebody else. Like, you know, hurt people.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I do believe that he is in the condition he is in due to some unhealed stuff. But once he was on his own, his healing was his responsibility.
Correct.
It's not his parents.
Yes.
Now
Yeah.
you grown,
Yes.
boy.
Yes.
You was grown.
Yeah.
Girl, you talking like you know some stuff up
Go,
in there.
go.
Dude,
No.
she do.
I know she do.
She do, baby.
Go sit in front of a therapist or somebody and get you some help because how he handled that is backfiring already. I was looking
Yeah.
at the post today.
Really?
Yeah, it's backfired.
It's backfiring on him big time because it's just the route he chose.
Yeah.
That don't make a lot
Right.
of sense.
It doesn't make sense. Now, here's the thing. Well, this is what I think. I'm like, when he dropping his album. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
That's how I feel. I'm like, when he dropping his album.
It-
I usually call it.
You do. You
When
do.
is he dropping his album?
Listen, y'all. So this is our 50th episode. When he dropped his album, come our 70th episode. I'm gonna be like, Lou, Go back and listen on that 50 album. You called it, bro. You called it,
Where
bro.
he dropping
And
his
his
album?
followers went.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
so,
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I don't appreciate that the son did what he did, but in
Right.
addition to that, is all the outlets that's kept reposting it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
They
So
drove it.
Well,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
those outlets feed off of gossip. So as soon as it was there,
it's just no, and I mean that's the thing is like, it's one thing for this to happen, but now it's like now it feeds and everyone is latching on to that, the comments and all of that, and it's just that becomes also the frustrating part in this whole thing, that you can't really keep anything private.
Right.
I mean, and even to like when I first saw it, I was like, man, I don't even want to read these comments because it's really not anybody's business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
But
the
this is where we are.
I read
you
a
know?
few comments when it initially happened.
them
And
comments.
it was but look, there were a lot of people that's coming at Kirk like, yup, see, you should never talk to your child that way. Your child you should never speak to
Get the
This
hell
is
out of
a
here with that.
grown man.
like
first of all.
again, it's look really when they in the high school in their senior years and stuff like that, start getting crazy.
Yeah.
Because they start as one of my bosses, my principals used to say, they start smelling themselves.
Oh yeah, my
Yeah.
grandma used to
They,
say that.
you start smelling
You're
yourself.
getting real
baby.
fresh. You're smelling
You're-
yourself.
You're smelling yourself, and you start thinking you could buck up. You may be bigger than your parents now. You got all these hormones and everything. I know, and sometimes being nice, like, sit down, Johnny. Don't get it. You got to be like, you obviously are ready to meet the street me. It's obvious that's
Right.
when you prepared
That's
It's
yourself.
obvious
Come
you
on
ready
now.
to meet
Come
your
on.
maker.
you look, you got expectations for your family. I'm about to pull all them expectations down and treat you how I have to treat people on the street when he had crazy.
indeed, yes,
and that's
indeed.
where I think Kirk was with it. But the comments, there were a lot of people that I saw. Some people I read it like initially, maybe later on it went on, but there were some people definitely like, this is horrible. They always fronting on how they treat their children and all the rest of this. And I'm just like, I'm so glad so many celebrity and so many people in his circle come out. It's like, Kirk ain't had to apologize. Would you apologize? Because he did apologize. Like, I said some things.
Yeah.
You know, me and my son have been. He did clarify. We were already on the phone. During that conversation, we've been in therapy for X number of years. That same conversation, when it went there, I called our therapist on three-way to work through the situation. So he's actively like, okay, in the instant it went there. Let me call my therapist. We need to get the therapist on the phone right now because
Yeah,
we're
man.
not communicating. That should be enough.
Healthily, yeah.
That should have been enough for the son to say, this dude cares about me. Because most parents would be like, click, cut you off, goodbye, do not come to my house until you get your life right, and then maybe I'll let you in the
But
door.
see, while you saying all of that information about Kurt calling the therapist right then and there, that begs the question of what did the son do it for in the first place, especially if he knew all of this information to begin with.
And it asks the question, why didn't he also, why did he just pick out that one little sliver? I'm telling you, it's an album. I'm telling y'all it's an album.
And to me, another question that needs to be raised is, what were the conditions to which this conversation even got to that place? Like, were there other things happening? Was somebody under the influence?
Who was drinking?
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Who
like
was-
when it got that thick, there had to be other agents that, you know, had
Yes, the
some
other
type of-
agents was this boy is about to drop an album. He had to get his shine on real
He gonna
quick.
drop an album or write a book.
He definitely. Oh,
Both.
Nights like this, I wish. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Look, I could understand being mad at somebody who, in the eyes of everybody else, is awesome. And
Right.
when you tell your story, people
Feel-
come back
feel
with,
like
no, I
nobody
don't believe
believes you."
that happened like you're saying because this person is great. But when you start trying to throw the whole planet at that person just to get your story heard,
I
you
wish.
know, that's why we're not supposed to act in vengeance, because it always goes past justice.
Yes.
So if you got a story to tell, there was ways to tell your story
Right.
that's not retaliatory, that's
Right.
not vengeful.
Yes.
They could have
Yep.
gone on Iyanla's show.
something.
But see, it makes
They
it
didn't
makes
do
it
that.
makes the person that's retaliating in that way maybe not instantly look insane, but as time moves on from it, people start to say, what was wrong with that person that they felt they needed to retaliate this way? Like, what's going on with that person? So
what
it's
kind
always
of trauma
Yes.
has that person experienced? Because then I don't want to shy away from the fact that, you get to a point where it's the last straw.
yeah.
And sometimes when we get to our last straw and not picking a side, you don't know how that thing's going to erupt out of you if you haven't tidied it when it was a small fire. Now you got this big old fire,
Yeah.
and now you just,
You can't put that.
and now you can't control how you, I think he got to a point where he couldn't control how it came out.
Look, and
You know?
yeah, definitely. And at some point, as people start taking care of themselves,
Yeah.
it's like we are definitely in a society now where people are like identifying with stuff that's really hurting them being able to function.
Yeah.
And they're cutting people off. They're like, I need to do self-care for myself.
Yep.
Do you
And I'm
think-
realizing you right now where we are is actually detrimental to me surviving as a human being.
Yes.
And so what's happening is people call it cancel culture, whatever, but there's a self-care part to it too, where
Yeah.
people say, look, I love you, whatever, all of these things, but honestly, this back and forth until we can figure out how to heal it, I need to back up so that I'm not destructive to what I need to be doing, and I'm not, in a depressed, in a weird space. What you gonna say, Sydney?
I was just gonna ask if he has any regret. The son has any regret for what he did.
From what I can tell from him, he can't. How can he have any regret? At this point in
Especially
time?
if he's
Because-
trying to drop an album. There's
You know,
no way.
if-
How can he-
if-
if he has regret, he can't say it.
He can't
No.
say it.
Because he's backed himself into a wall
Oh yeah,
where he's playing the victim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he has to see it through at this point.
Yeah.
No,
All
for
the way
real.
to the
He has to see it through
Yeah.
at this
And
point.
we really
He's
have to
made
address
too much noise.
Yeah, the toxic masculinity
Yeah.
that's associated with how some men deal with their pain, like and how that's relayed. Like, but the thing is, if he hasn't been taught, if therapy started the last couple of years, maybe for both of them, then he's still in the learning stages of what do I do with this when it gets like this, especially up against 5-6 years of therapy. But for the last 27 years, I've been bitter and lashed
Well,
out.
Kirk
That's
Kirk said they've been in therapy for like 13 years.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
They've
Oh,
been
my
in
Jesus.
it. They've been in it.
Yeah.
So it's definitely some interest. And Karen, look, now see, I think I remember reading something about a year or two ago. Girl, you got some degrees, huh?
Yeah.
So what's up with these? 'Cause you're
Yes,
talking, and I'm just like,
I
I
do.
forgot. Karen got all these degrees.
Nuh-uh.
What you got, Karen?
I have my doctorate of divinity.
Perfect.
Right.
But
so,
you're still in there, though.
yeah, I do chaplain work. And so that's
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Look, what you mean you only got?
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
that's
really?
it. That's
Is
like
that-
that's
a lot.
That's
not
I
a
mean,
only
that's,
guy.
that's like the
Everything.
thumb to the pulse of society. You know,
I'm
you
about
gotta
3,
you gotta
huh?
know what's
That's
going
not-
on with people.
yeah.
that's not 3.
Huh?
That's about 3, right?
Yeah, my bachelor's, my master's.
I only
Right,
got, but
right.
she talking about I only
Right.
got.
That ain't one thing. That's a few things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. You gonna say something, Sanish? You
No,
gonna
I'm good.
I was
is
gonna
what I-
say, this might be restraining order territory. I won't add to Lou's prediction. if any of Brian McKnight's children are on this album, 2021 about to be lit like that.
Lord have mercy.
Because they got things to say too.
Come on.
I haven't heard about that one.
We didn't
Oh,
even get to the
man.
the child to parent expectations, but I think this is pretty good. I mean, it's a good conversation. I think this is what I think is going on, and maybe as quiet as it's kept, and I don't. It's definitely this is my opinion of what's happening.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be real. In the few moments I listened to the son, in the few seconds, not even moments, I definitely felt like it was a sexuality thing. You felt the same thing, huh, Karen?
Can't say.
You see, she was saying, I felt like it was a sexuality thing where the son's sexuality may be something that's conflicting with where Kirk is, and even in how Kirk said, yo bitch ass, blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? for me, it was like I wouldn't be surprised, and this is just me speculating. Don't going on record. I'm speculating, but just in those few seconds, that was the vibe and energy I picked up off of that call.
What I'm gonna say to you, Lou, is Yahtzee.
Now I will say I didn't on purpose. I'm kind of with you on purpose. I didn't listen to the audio, because I don't want to take an angle for, too deep into that, because there's so much we don't know about their family dynamic.
Yep.
And I just feel like it's none of my business.
Yep.
But on the other end, there's definite trauma there. There's definite trauma, but even bigger, this thing around the black family secrets.
Yep.
I feel like there are secrets. There are things that between them, they're trying to work through what the unknown is for us, which ain't our business, but between them, they need to work on that. I think it's built around that. I don't want to say, because I don't know, but I will say that there are definite things that they need to work through.
Yeah.
I'll say this: in being a celebrity, celebrities take different paths, with the choices they make, and some of them have very public family lives.
Yeah.
But then some of them keep their family very sacred and away from the public
And
eye.
should.
And my take on it is, and so, some celebrity somewhere said something where it was just like, I do that. I keep my family away from this because they didn't ask for this. So if I start introducing them to this, there's a level of privacy that they will never enjoy. There's a level of not being under the pressure that they will never enjoy. Now, if they grow up and they choose to enter into this, fine. But to eliminate that option early on is, in my opinion, risky. I think Kirk has done a good job at trying to keep, his wife comes out with her, but he'll talk about his other kids too much outside of, he loves them and stuff. But this was definitely a moment, I feel, where it was just like, he was exposed in a way that was a trip. Somebody put up a funny meme. They said, man, first y'all come at Kirk for watching porn. Now y'all coming at Kirk for his kid. I'm just like, why y'all support Kirk? He's going into it. So I don't know. Okay, so family dynamics are rough, y'all. Being a musician, doing all this stuff, and expectations are very hard. It's very complicated. But you love what you do, and I think the sooner people realize that people have a choice in what they do with life and their choices that they make in life, it's going to be what it's going to be, and I'll say this to being an artist of any type or creative of any type. There's too many people that go and punch a clock, and then when they're in their 40s, they realize I've hated my life. I have not lived a full life, and they have midlife crisis and all this stuff, and all of these things happen. And I think really I would prefer saying I am a creative. No, I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars, but every day I do what I love. And I think very few Americans are actually doing what they love. They're doing what they think they have to. So what I would say, I would encourage people to say, hey, look, do what makes you happy, unless it's hurting or harming somebody else, but do what makes you happy, and it'll be more fulfilling in intangible ways. So Caren, so look, tell us about the single. We're gonna play some of it. Crown Me.
So it started off with this conversation of like, why do we only look for queens in high places, right? Meaning like, if you haven't arrived to a certain status or done certain things in your life, or even which is why I don't talk about like my degree or nothing that much, is because even that, I know people who are doing banging things without degrees. And it's just not important unless it's important for your path, right? So acknowledging women from all spaces. Wherever you are in your life. I don't care if right now you're in the midst of the worst relationship. How did I get here? You're going clock in, tending to your baby when you get home. You're a single mother. Wherever you are in your journey, you still wear your crown. But you have to acknowledge it. You can't wait for anybody else to validate you or show up for you in that way. You need to show up for you. And supporting women in that journey of like just owning their space. It's okay. You right there just for right now, but you never know what could happen in 5 months.
That's right.
Tomorrow. You don't know who's here to help you out in that way. So that's important. I acknowledge every portion. And a good friend of mine, Sonny Patterson, helped me to realize I used to compartmentalize a lot, you know. But I own now all of me all the time. I'm Caren all the time. Anywhere you see me, any place you see me, you get the same person. Not me trying to shut off what happened at the house, what happened here, whatever. I'm a mama, respected. You know, I'm a wife, respected. That I respect those places in me. You know, so I hold myself to a high standard because there are people who expect and need things from me, and they need me whole. They don't need me broken. And even sometimes I go wholly broken to those places, and that's okay.
Right.
Until whatever process needs to happen for me happens, and I'm gonna take my time.
I heard that.
I'm not rushing
I heard
for
that.
nobody, and I do exactly what I want and need for Caren all the time.
Perfect.
And I am encouraging women and helping them and showing them how they can establish those things. And it first starts here in your mind, and how you view yourself and how you see yourself. And that's it.
That's a beautiful
That's
thing.
What's up?
wonderful. I
Well,
love
without
it.
further ado, this is the latest single from Miss Caren Green. It's called Crown Me.
Stand strong. Queen Green. Let's hit. I know who I am. This is a Reggie Nick production.
Not a queen sit on a throne. Some are born from the slums, where the sun still finds them, and the sun still chase them. Their thumbs still push them, the rum still wakes them. Right here in these slums, the best part of waking up is waking up, taking up their cross to give it up to a God that never gives them up because he dreamed them up. Confidence in what has already been paid for, stepping unashamed in what I was made for. For every day is a payday, every day's make a way day, every day is a queen's day, a queen's day, a queen's day. 'Cause I'm gigantic. I'm bigger than life, and I am ruling on this throne for life. Crack pipes and opioids wage war, still their crown. Some lose, but they still loud. The strongest of them still proud to rock the thorns made crown, to rise up and rock the solid ground. Be confident in what has already been paid for, stepping unashamed in what you were made for. Every day is a payday, every day's make a way day, every day is a queen day, queen day, queen day. 'Cause I'm gigantic. Said I am bigger than life, and I'm gon' rule this throne until the end of time. Why do we only look for queens in high places? Overlooked like masks, we don't see their faces. Single mothers, working women, cleaning hotels and folding linen, back in the kitchen. Tasha, who shakes her can just for a few coins in her hands. Please know that she's still a queen, and a queen unseen is still majestic and deep.
The most unprotected and neglected, disrespected, still expected to be the backbone, better yet to be a rib, a freak in the sheets and a mother to the kids. Managing the crib, never getting what she gives. Saw my mama hit the streets, had to get it how she lives. I ain't trying to preach to you, just hope I'm reaching you and change the narrative we seeing in the media. So crown me, I've been a queen for you motherfuckers down me, and I've been making paper like Downey. All I keep is royalty around me, from the NO to PG County. To the crack spots on the back blocks full of have-nots. Fish your girl crown instead of trying to hold her down. And I promise she the best ass that you ever found. Crown.
That's Crown Me. What's happening? That's
Ooh,
Hey.
Caren Green, and that's Crown Me featuring 3D Not T.
Yes.
Doing
Yes,
a thing.
yes.
How you been feeling since it's been out? It's been good?
It's been good. It's been good.
It's been received very well, huh?
It's been the messages that I've been getting from women regarding how, just the song meeting them right where they are, them being able to get in confirming and affirming messages through it. And that's all. I just need to know it's being impactful.
That's what's up. That's what.
Yes,
It's always
that's
good
good.
when you can
That's
use your
great.
talent to do that. Well, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I just joined them. I got to figure it out. Facebook, all under I am Caren Green, and IamCarenGreen.com.
And you can stream the music anywhere music is streamed.
Yes.
Also download it.
Download.
Download it.
And so this is the last segment of the day. I hope he's ready. This segment is our special segment. So we're not responsible for anything coming out of his mouth. That's our disclaimer. This next segment is called
Just the tip.
So that's so crazy because it's not even nothing outrageous this week. It's uplifting. It is
How
super
many times
uplifting.
have we heard that? Do continue.
Whatever. So you know how I heard a very interesting quote that I want to share with you. You know how they say it's a gift and a curse?
Yep.
We are no longer saying that because our tongues create spells, right? That's why it's called spelling. It is a gift and a challenge. You are no longer cursed. You are challenged to step up to be the best you can be. And that's what I have.
That's what you have.
right now.
Yeah. Okay, well, there it is.
Brother Raheem.
Raheem, this is 2 weeks. Well, last week
Gift
we had
and
to,
a
last week we
challenge.
had to translate his thing, and it
I
turned into
mean-
something deep. But yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
There you go.
it's amazing. Oh, with technical difficulties, let's see. It's Raheem. Look at the plug on the bottom. Sound went out too.
Could it be the thunderstorm?
Well, it's raining here in New Orleans, guys. So I guess it's perfect time for us to say we are Water Seed, the band. Our special guest has been Caren Green. Make sure
Caren
you
Green.
support her and Crown Me. Remember that these episodes starting in April will be every second and fourth Friday. Okay, so make sure you're checking out on where streaming music is, streaming podcasts and all that stuff is available. Now I'm rushing because I'm like, oh my God, the power's going out. What are we gonna do? Oh no, oh no. Okay, so look, real quick, we have band Water Seed. You can find us on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, and that's where you need to watch this. Is only available on YouTube. Thank you so much, Caren. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And
you.
without further ado, how y'all feeling?
We good though.
Cue that music.
We could go. We could go. We could go.